All right, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're welcome back yet again to 14 FM. It's a delight having you back online indeed. How has your weekend been? Right, we are still in the season of our Lord Jesus, who we are actually celebrating for his great sacrifice. Now we are also in the week of resurrection. We give him thanks for such kindness, for what he has done. Is the very reason we have our being today as Christians across the world. You're welcome yet again to yet another episode on 14 FM. As promised, we will be looking at an important topic which we will take you deep into so that you have an understanding of how we got to where we are as a state, Abia State. How we are Abia State, who were responsible for the charter that led to the realization of this dream called Abia State. Because on state, you're hearing the voice of DJ Andy once more. God bless you for staying connected. Do stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. All right, you're welcome back and thank you for having us. Okay, we have right here in the studio with us the coordinator of Dr. Alice Choma OT Prayer Bomb Network in the person of Reverend Mark Strong Chimo Kim. Chimo Kim. Am I correct, sir?
Yes.
Right, it's good to have you online, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, we are really privileged to have you with us today to give us an insight, or rather educate us on Abia Charter of Equity. Most of us don't know, especially Abians. We don't really know how this state was even created, or what led to it, what meetings were held, and who were involved in the drafting of this amazing charter. So we are delighted to have you here, sir. Can you educate us, please?
Yes. You see, for me, what even actually gave me courage to do justice to this issue is of course, it's a subject that has a lot to do with the position of Abia, past and present. And so we started from somewhere before we met this age of the Waterloo, where we have found ourselves today as Abians. First and foremost, Abia didn't just emerge from the blues.
All right.
It has history. It has origin. It has where, how, and where, and why it started.
So
because those, yes.
Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, because those days, what moved our elder statesmen from Imo State, then Imo State, to begin to create ideas in their brain that can give birth to something like Abia State. Is that those days when we are all together, then old Imo State. A lot of things happened.
Okay.
And these people, the Imolites, the co-Imolites then,
Okay.
they were in their, of course, in their charismatic mode, you know. They felt the capital was in Owerri.
Okay.
Therefore, the Olos and the Owerris and the brothers around them now felt it has become a privilege for them to, you know, denigrate the rights and positions of their other brothers. And so, like area like Omahia, area like Aba, area like Afibo, where we also had our elder statesmen, you know, in the likes of we had Dr. Akanebiam.
Wow.
We had somebody like M.I. Okpara,
Yes.
Michael Okpara.
Yes.
We had these people from this enclave then. So Dr. Akanebiam was from Afibo area. Okpara was from here, around here, Umuahia. We also had Petros like Bob Obuago.
Okay.
We also had there's one from Uzakole. I think you know, it's been so long. Either Mike Hendo from somewhere Uzakole.
Okay.
You know, we have Samek. Those are, you know, those are elderly Petros who now join hands. And they thought it would be a better advantage for them to leave these people of the Owerri enclave. And so they decided to leave these people.
Oh, let us get this straight. Okay, they felt that they were not being carried along.
At all.
Okay.
They were not being carried along. They felt cheated. They felt marginalized, and then they felt nothing was coming from this side of the Imo State where they, you know, came from. So they felt that a move to actualize their own state would be a step in right direction.
The right direction.
So, and they did come together, and before one knew it, they formed what was then called Abia movement.
Please, when do you remember the exact date when they came together? Or year?
You know, it's been long. That was around you know, that thing that was around 75.
Okay.
Like that. 75, 76.
Wonderful.
77, 78, like that. You know,
okay.
They started gradually. They started over years, over few years. They were able to gather themselves together. You know, calling each other. Look at the proposal we have. Look at what we intend to do. Want to turn it into an agitation so that we can free ourselves from kind of what they saw as a slavery.
Wonderful.
From their brothers from Owerri. So they said, no, for the interest of their own people, not for their own interest. Because these are men of substance, men of consequence, men of integrity, men of honor, men of truth, men of true representatives of their own people, men who felt they have made it in life and that their generation need to be taken care of. So what they did these days wasn't for their own benefits. They did it just for the interest of their own people and for posterity, something that if they leave the stage, they'll be remembered for.
Wonderful.
That yes, they gave their people a new lease of life. So they started working out this detailed arrangement that can, at the end of the day, give them what will look like Abia State.
And this is what led to the movement.
Yes, this is exactly what led to the movement. So at the end of the day, they were able to come to agreement that the name shall bear Abia State, stemming from geographical spread of what they looked at as what they wanted, Abia State. So that it can cover the name. Their interest is that let a name they will adopt be, original to their own environment. So that the name can now accommodate all the areas.
To be a uniting factor.
Yes. So they wanted something that can, give them all-round coverage. So what they did was, I respect those fathers. What they did was, and thank God they were all schooled.
Yes.
No small boy was in their midst. So what they did was, they looked at Aba, being part of what the area they wanted. They looked at Umuahia. If you pick you, it will not make much meaning as a kind of a synchronym if you want to join it with Aba. So they began to look for something that will match that Aba, that can give them free flow pronunciation. So they said, since Umuahia is that part and parcel of Bende, in fact the headquarters of Old Bende is Umuahia. So they said, okay, let's take B. Let's take the word B. So they added it to A to give them Ab. It wasn't making meaning to them. So what did they do? They went in search of, along the line of this area that they wanted. They went for something again that can add meaning. So at the end of the day, they contemplated the word I. They said, if we take something like a I and add it A, it can give us something that is indigenous. That is something that is original to us, Abia. So what they did, they went to Subuato and collected that letter I. Because those days, the only local government, the only local government bearing I in Imo State then was the Subuato only. Yes. Some people, we need to tutor our own people. Some people will say Iguano. No, that time there was nothing like Iguano at all. It was Umuahia, comprising both Iguano and Umuahia South. They were all Omaya.
Okay.
You know,
Yes.
so it's good we teach our younger ones these things.
Mm.
Then it was the Supuato only that was having that eye. So
Okay.
they went and pulled it up.
Okay.
Then they went to Afibo.
Okay.
And then they pulled air from Afibo.
Mm.
And then they called all these owners of these particular areas.
Okay.
And said, if you are those from Abba, we are going to use your alphabet.
By the owners, what do you mean?
And then the owners of the Abba area. Okay. They said the Abba area comprises all the Ungwas.
All the Ungwas, okay.
In general.
All right.
So they used Abba to represent them.
Hmm.
Then the Abbas agreed and gave them that air.
Okay.
They came to Old Bende. The Old Bende people agreed and gave them B.
B. Okay.
So they went to Isubuato, where they got our own elders. You know, I'm from Isubuato. Okay. So they got our own elders of us who now agreed with their ideals. Okay. And then they gave them that I. Okay. In representative of us. All right. The owners of Isubuato. Okay. Then they went to Afibo, where somebody like Akanebian was. You know, he was an influence. He was an influence.
That would be easy for.
So that one was so easy. It was so easy. Okay. So the moment Akanebian just made the pronouncement, everybody from that area had to bow. So they got Abia. All right. And they looked at it. It was so original. It was so indigenous. It made sense in every area of it. And they adopted that as Abia movement.
Okay, this is how
that's how they got the Abia movement. But at the same time, okay, you know, they were religious fathers.
Were they?
Yes, they were religious fathers. Yes. Though they couldn't be so much their track record in terms of Christianity, not that it was that much pronounced, but they were very, very much religious. Right. So they understand things of God in their own way, in the way they understood it. Okay. And to tell you that these are real children of God. Something led to another thing that now took them to the Bible. They were all Christians.
Good one.
If you say nominal, no problem, but they were all Christians.
Okay.
Yes. So what they did, they went to the Bible.
All right.
And lo and behold, they saw it in the Bible. They saw it here and there. They saw it in Genesis, they saw it in Matthew, they saw that this thing, Abia, is in the Bible. Not only that it is in the Bible, it is one of the generations of our Lord Jesus Christ. So they had no choice than to quickly agree with what they got from the Bible. It's not of their own making. It is the Bible that made that suggestion to them. And then they said, oh, if so, this is not ordinary, this is Abia, God's own state.
God's own state.
That's how they came to that term, God's own state.
What do you think this did to their resolve to break out? Do you think that having this understanding that God's hand may be in the agreement that would have encouraged them further.
They didn't see it that way initially.
Okay.
What they saw was as a result of what came from the flesh.
Oh, all right.
As human beings, they just wanted a way to, gratify self and then, avert cheating from their brothers. But little did they know that fine.
That is amazing.
You see the issue. They didn't know what they were fighting for has already been approved in heaven. Yes. Otherwise, this Abia that you see in the Bible, and this man, you have seen the process they went to get Abia.
Yes.
You see that it's not ordinary.
I can see.
It's a spirit issue. Yeah. That at the end of the day, the two sides now matched each other. This one is flesh, this one is spirit, and the two of them came together. Flesh in sense of Aba, Bende, Sukwato, Afibo. And at the end of the day, the spirit confirmed it. That yes, my children, go ahead. What you people are doing, the spirit is behind it.
Has a divine approval to it.
It has already been endorsed in the spirit.
Okay, so is this how the charter came about?
Then the charter is another subject of discussion. So what they did was they agreed that for interest of good judgment and equity and justice, they decided that these areas where these letters that form the acronym Abia came from, they decided to give them a kind of a cardinal cognizance in terms of acceptance, in terms of reward.
Okay.
So what they did is they said, okay, we are going to make sure that all these areas that gave us this name, we must do something to make them happy. Okay. As the word.
As a reward.
So they said, we are going to adopt a charter, and it will be called Abia Charter of Equity.
Abia Charter of Equity.
Yes. Where they said the A will either first come from Aba or Afibo, anyone, wherever it comes from. But let it give representation to the A.
Okay.
So, by grace of God, consequently, they got the first move of the operation of the charter from Afibo. They took off from that area of Afibo.
Okay.
Those areas, Info, those areas. So they picked a governor from there. And they said, we are going to begin this way. The A will now be Afibo. Since a governor is coming from there.
Okay. It
will serve the interest of the charter, where everybody that has formed this acronym has to be, their interest had to be taken care of. So after that, they went to B, that is Bende, where they gave Bende their own slot. Ojozo Carlo was used.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
But something happened when they came to I, which is Isugwato. If you ask me, I will say let it be a subject of discussion for another day. But however, let me just chip in a little into it. The Isugwato was where this plan was truncated.
Wow.
Midway.
Okay.
So they couldn't follow it any longer.
No, there was a gap between Ogbonnaya Ono's tenure to the next person.
The next person should be Ojo Zokal, unless you are talking about the military men.
The military era. Do you think that he had to cause some kind of disconnect?
Yes, of course, he did to a little extent. He did, but because these people still know what they have in mind.
Okay.
Yes, when the military went their way, they didn't lose focus.
Were these founding fathers still alive as at the time of Ojo Zokalo?
From Ojo Zokalo's, a few of them, like Bob, was still alive.
Was still alive.
Yes.
Okay.
Few of them.
Right. So
Samek, so few of them were still alive, but majority of them had gone there.
So, sir, you feel it's the charter that produced Ojo Zokalo?
It is the charter that produced Ojo Zokalo, sure and certain. Yes.
Because we understand then political parties started coming up.
Because today I'm hearing, what I hear today is Abia Charter of Equity, Abia North, Abia South, Abia South. I laugh at people who, when people, delve into what they don't have knowledge and idea about, it becomes a laughing stock. How can you go into what you don't know? Abia Charter of Equity has nothing on earth. Take it from me, Reverend Masrong Chinwoke Mesike. Has nothing to do with Abia North, Abia South. No. Those days, I tell you, Abia South, Abia South, Abia, we are not in the consideration of our founding fathers who did the job. What they truly looked at was what they formed and how they can make it so that all the blocks that formed it can now benefit from, governance.
Okay, so where did we start getting it wrong? At what point?
Where we started getting it wrong is from Ojo Zokalo to George to Okezibazu. These are the areas where we started getting it wrong. When Ogbonnaya Ono was there, it looked as if he was still towing the line of our founding fathers until these other brothers of ours came on stage, and then we didn't understand them again. We are like, the actions became baffling and confusing to us. We are, like a sheep in disarray. We didn't know. We're like so nobody understood each other again. So that was the stage, because these founding fathers of Abia State, they had lofty, beautiful ideals and ideas and dreams and aspirations concerning the welfare of their own people.
Okay.
You see? But what happened to us? Sometimes don't go blaming our governors and our present leaders. Don't go blaming them for these 24 years that they have wasted. Yes. So I have no apologies for saying they have wasted it, because I have no apology, because truly they have wasted it. But I said don't go too far blaming them.
Okay.
Yes. Because there is an Igbo adage or idiom, and it says, Nwata na-amaghị nne ya anaghị aga nzute. You know, we that grew from Umuahia here, you know, nwata na-amaghị nne ya anaghị aga nzute. What does that mean? When as a child you don't know your mother very, very well. When mothers go to the market and they are coming back,
You don't.
common sense and good reasoning demands that you should not join other children to go and welcome your mother because you don't know your mother. Otherwise, the moment you get into the midst of mothers coming back, you may go and embrace another woman that is not your mother because you don't know your mother. That's the issue. So what happened or transpired this 24 years is that some of these our leaders didn't understand their job description. And so that is why they went doing the work the way they felt or the way they understood it, which is against the blueprint laid aside by the founding fathers. Consultation they needed to do, they didn't. You know, the egocentrism of leadership. You see, one thing dangerous, leadership is a dangerous end depending on how you handle it. Otherwise, if these our present day leaders had condescended so low, humbled themselves, went to these our founding fathers, those days they were still alive because they made them.
You met them?
Yes, those days they were still alive.
Okay.
If they had gone to them, they would have directed them aright to do the right path that wouldn't fall them on the way. But because they failed this side of the business, today they didn't get it right.
Now, do you think the federal system of politics did not alter this, was not responsible for the alteration?
No, it wouldn't go that way for any reason whatsoever. The truth is that onye fu nkụ ahụhụ ka ngwere bịakwara ụgwọ. So it has nothing to do with going to lay blames to where blames does not exist. The blame is on us, on them, majorly.
Okay.
It's from here. The federal government don't even bring them in at all. They are very innocent of this predicament that we are going through today in Abia State. It's a wasted 24 years. There's no doubt about it. No apology for any reason. Wasted 24 years. 24 years of nothing to show, nothing to write home about.
Anyway,
nothing to be proud of.
Exactly, sir. Okay, we are really running short of time. While we are at that, we now have a new government, something fresh to look at. Now with Dr. Alex Oti taking over Abia State government, do you think that there is hope for the charter?
Yes, you see, yes, let me quickly say this.
Okay.
Of course, it is a fact that they have suddenly turned Abia into a dormant, irresponsible economic resource center. Okay. There's no doubt about that. That today a trip to Abia is a journey through the mystery of total darkness in a failed environment. Yes, a daring journey. If you say you are going into Abia State today, get ready. You are embarking on a daring journey to the site of a gory devastation of a troubled land. Troubled land that Nothing is again in place. Nothing at all, at all, at all, at all, at all. What our founding fathers put in place is no longer. Ask me, a troubled land, a gory, devastating, troubled land. Because those things that Abia State was known for, that made Abia State tick, are non-existent today. So where is the Nigerian breweries? One of the pride of Abia State. Do you know what Nigerian brewery means if it is stayed in your area? Do you know what it means? Do you know the amount, the extent of workforce that it can generate? Give your people employment. Do you know what that means? They were the ones producing this star beer, all those things, stuff like that. Where is the Liver Brothers? All at Abba. Near Factory Road. At Abba. All of them. Where is the Liver Brothers? That produced Omo. Here in Abia State, in Abba. Where are they? They have all folded up. Look at the Nigerian breweries doing practically very well in Enugu. You go to that place as an Abia man and see Nigerian breweries. And somebody tells you, this venture was your own or before, but now transferred to Enugu. You will shed tears. You need to cry out your eyes. Now, where is the PZ that produced elephant detergent? At Abba.
It's gone too.
That one has gone into oblivion. Everything in shattered shape. Nothing even is in existence any longer. Everything is gone. Where is the Abba shoe industry? Everything is gone. Thank God for our brothers in Abia who have been maintaining the shoe thread. Where is the Abatezamir? Do you know? See, some people in Abia State are supposed to be brought before public and then canned. These things are gone. Because of time, I don't want to come into Umuahia, because if I come into Umuahia, I will ask you, where is the Golden Guinea?
Oh, well, you have already come to Umuahia now.
Golden Guinea, a lot of people are now hailing whoever they are hailing, jumping up and down. Golden Guinea is now back, restored. Who told you? Golden Guinea, go and tell them that Reverend Mason Chinwoke Mesike, like I said, Golden Guinea does not belong to us again. Yes.
It's sold.
It has been sold. Somebody's managing it.
For somebody.
Yes, for somebody. It's not us. That is just the truth.
Anyway, this is
where is this ceramics industry?
Oh well, there's a whole lot that is gone.
A whole lot is gone, my own brother.
A whole lot gone.
So what are we talking about? The only thing is that you asked a question. Now that Alex Oti has come in. That is why, if I tell you that when the agitation for Equity State came up, we were some of them that were in the forefront, championing it. In fact, the person before you, Reverend Mason Chinwoke Mesike, I was the youth president, national youth president. Equity movement. Movement for Equity State.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I served for many years. I served very well.
You were a veteran, or you are a veteran in this.
Yes.
In this movement.
Yes. And so, but the truth is that it was when we saw what was happening in Abia State, and we from the Sukwato area, we saw that we are just like an unfortunate people that was, that were just parceled and then sent away to go and swell the population of people that were in dire need of Abia State. Otherwise, originally, the Iswato people, we are Okigwe people. Even to tomorrow, we are still Okigwe people. But the truth, yes, yes,
especially.
Yes, but the truth is that when we came to Abia State, we saw it as a better bargain where we can, gain our interest. But today, Iswato is even the worst.
In Otis government, please.
But here and now in Otis government, even some of us who have been in the forefront agitating for equity, definitely and automatically, we have dropped that idea. It cannot work with us again because there is hope.
There is hope.
Yes. After all, what gave birth to asking for equity is just because some people somewhere we are messing things up. But with OT, my brother, I can tell you, I see possibilities. I see a turnaround for the good of Abia. I see an excellent administration that won't be long in coming. I see restoration. I see redemption. I see revival. I see renewal. I see deliverance. Yes, I hear the sound of abundance. I see a man with a proven track record of delivery. I see a man with legacy of service. I see employment opportunities. I see accelerated forwardness. I see provision of basic amenities. I see an exponent of Matthew chapter 11 verse 12, where he has snatched power by force from those who didn't understand power. I see a man of honor. I see a man who cannot lie. I see a man who the spoils of office cannot buy. I see a man whom the lust of office cannot distract. I see a man, a very strong heart. I see a great mind. I see a man of true faith. I see a hand ready to serve. I see a new desire for ethical orientation, value system reorientation. I see a new design for social harmonious re-engineering. I see the repairs of the destroyed walls of our moral ethical fabrics. I see the training discipline, the reach, the network, the dragnet and experience of a socio-economic bureaucrat at work. I tell you, my brother, I see a trained economist. I see a tested financial manager. I see a trustworthy son of Abia State. I see a boardroom technocrat. I see a dependable leader. I see implementation of a social charter for the good of the people of Abia. I see 100% private sector development. Yes, I can assure you that. And even its expansion. I see Dr. Alex Chioma.
All right.
Yes, sir.
This is that's great. So you are there. There are so many listening to us right now, and they would like to know if it's possible for this charter to be visited again. In conclusion, please, and what you advise to the governor as regards this charter. For example, talking about the Sukwato, which has been so misrepresented.
Because let me go back to that area again. You see, what I have to say there is that let me say it this way. You see, Amos chapter 3 verse 3. My Bible tells me, God respects agreement.
Yes.
I'm telling you, one of the hallmarks of God is sticking to agreement.
To agreement.
God loves agreement.
It does.
Yes. That is why in the spirit, don't joke with agreement. It's even better you don't even go into it than going to it and then on lip service, it doesn't matter. Let's just say it and get what we want. No. It's a serious issue. If you get it, fulfill it. If you go into it, make sure you fulfill it. So the only thing I am going to say to our daddy, the man of the hour, the man God has shown respect, too much respect? Yes, because this is a man, they wanted to drag his honor, they wanted to bedraggle his honor to the mud, yes. But of a truth, God refused. Everybody saw what happened at INEC. So the only thing I can only say to him is, it will be fine, oh, it will be fine. I'm telling you, it will be fine if he can revisit that
charter,
old agreement.
Okay.
That charter. If he can revisit it. So that he will be aligned, his administration will be aligned to God's will. He'll be aligned to God's will. God will love him more and more as a man who keeps agreement.
Okay.
He wasn't part of the agreement. He didn't join them forming it. But if he helps in reviving it,
reactivating it,
God honestly will be highly pleased.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for this privilege.
So the only thing is that let's just believe that what have been destroyed, because a lot of things have been destroyed. A lot of things. People, we have been cheated, exploited, shortchanged, and ignored. We have suffered untold hardship. We have suffered abject poverty. We have suffered torture of dehumanization, torture of abandonment, torture of abysmal neglect, hunger, starvation everywhere, social rejection, helplessness, hopelessness. We have suffered fear of tomorrow. Yes, in Abia State. We have suffered disappointments, marginalization, even by our own brothers, lack of salary payment, even to the extent that it touches on pensioners and retirees. If it were the Bible says, don't even make mention of, don't even allow it to even be uttered from the mouth of a man that you did not pay pensioners, you did not pay retirees. My brother, my brother.
All right.
It is evil.
All right.
It's an offense.
All right.
And then finally, the worst is education. The worst is education. I must say something about this education, which is the most singular antithesis to all our development as a people. Education. Refuse to develop education, then automatically you have refused to develop your people. You have refused to develop your place. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That was the coordinator of Dr. Alex Soti Prayer Bomb Network. He just educated us right now. It's been a privilege having you here with us, sir. God bless you for your time. We do hope that someday we will have you back again to take us back.
Yes, sir. I want to say thank you to Abians. I want to say thank you for having me on this platform. May the Lord, for granting me this chance, this God I serve will promote you to honor.
Amen.
And I want to assure Abians that the important thing is, can there be change? Now that we are seeing visible change is already here. For that reason, I want to advise Abians. I want to encourage Abians. Don't die. Yeah. Refuse death. If it is coming, say, I will not die. I will live.
Yes.
To enjoy this beautiful Abia State that God has given me and my brothers and sisters. You will not die.
Amen.
Alex Oti has come on board. Very soon, he will put smiles on the faces of Abians.
All right. God bless you. We'll catch up with you and yet another episode as it concerns Abia State. It's a privilege hearing the voice of DJ Andy. God bless you. Do have a wonderful week ahead. God bless you.